The 19th century American border was a place of opportunity and chaos. Stretching across vast, untamed landscapes, it was a region where law enforcement was scarce, and justice often took a backseat to survival. This was the breeding ground for bandits who thrived in the lawless frontier. Their lives were shrouded in mystery, danger, and rebellion against the establishment. But what were these bandits really like? Beneath their notorious reputations lies a story of hardship, resilience, and survival in one of history's most turbulent eras. Banditry didn't arise out of nowhere. The economic inequalities, racial tensions, and the sheer isolation of frontier life created the perfect storm for this lifestyle to emerge. The expansion of the railroads, for instance, brought wealth to some, but displaced countless others, leaving them with little choice but to turn to crime. Similarly, the discovery of gold in California and silver in Nevada created boomtowns where riches were flaunted, attracting outlaws like moths to a flame. For many, banditry was not just a choice, but a necessity. Discrimination against Mexican Americans and Native Americans in particular left them with few options. Turning to a life of crime was often a way to fight back against an unjust system, or simply to survive. Yet these outlaws were not without their own moral codes, and their stories reveal a complex blend of villainy and virtue. The American borderlands gave rise to numerous infamous bandits, each with a unique story. These figures didn't just commit crimes, they captured imaginations and, in some cases, even inspired admiration. Let's dive into the lives of some of the most notorious bandits of the era. Joaquin Murrieta, the Robin Hood of the Gold Rush. Joaquin Murrieta's story is one of tragedy and vengeance. During the California Gold Rush, he and his family suffered deeply from the racial discrimination rampant at the time. His brother was hanged by vigilantes, and his wife was brutally assaulted. These events drove Murrieta to a life of crime, but his robberies often targeted the wealthy, redistributing some of the spoils to poor communities. This earned him the nickname, the Robin Hood of the West. Though he was hunted relentlessly, his legend grew even after his death. Some say his severed head was displayed as proof of his demise, but others believe he escaped, fueling a mythos that endures to this day. Pancho Villa, bandit or revolutionary. Doroteo Arango, better known as Pancho Villa, began his career as a cattle thief. But he soon became more than just a bandit. He emerged as a revolutionary leader during the Mexican Revolution. Villa's raids on American soil and his bold attacks on wealthy landowners made him a hero to the poor, but a villain to the elite. Despite his outlaw reputation, Villa had a strong sense of justice. He distributed stolen goods among the impoverished and fought for land reforms. Today, he is remembered as a complex figure, a man who blurred the lines between banditry and political activism. Belle Starr, the Bandit Queen. Belle Starr was one of the few women to carve out a name for herself in the male-dominated world of banditry. Known for her charisma and cunning, Starr became a legendary figure in the American West. She was accused of horse theft, bootlegging, and harboring fugitives. Starr was often seen wearing flamboyant clothing and carrying firearms, projecting an image of independence and defiance. Her connections to infamous outlaws like Jesse James and Cole Younger only added to her notoriety. Despite her criminal lifestyle, Belle Starr was also a mother and a community member, making her a fascinating and multidimensional figure. Blackjack Ketchum, the ruthless train robber. Blackjack Ketchum's name strikes fear even today. Known for his violent methods and daring train robberies, Ketchum was a quintessential bandit of the Wild West. His downfall came when he was betrayed by members of his own gang, a stark reminder of the cutthroat nature of the outlaw life. Ketchum's eventual capture and execution became a public spectacle, cementing his place in history as one of the West's most infamous criminals. The bandits of the American border were more than just criminals. They were products of their time. They reflected the inequalities, injustices, and challenges of the frontier. While some were ruthless and self-serving, others became folk heroes, embodying the defiance and resilience of those who lived on the fringes of society. Their stories continue to fascinate us, not just because of their daring exploits, but because they reveal a deeper truth about human nature. the struggle for survival, the fight against oppression, and the pursuit of freedom, however misguided it may be. The lives of these bandits remind us that history is rarely black and white. It's a tapestry of contradictions, where villains can be heroes and heroes can be villains. As we look back at the lives of these border bandits, we see not just tales of crime and adventure, but also reflections of the human spirit, its resilience, its defiance, and its complexity. Their dirty secrets may shock us, but they also remind us of the messy, chaotic reality of life on the frontier. So the next time you hear about a bandit from the Wild West, remember, there's always more to the story than meets the eye.